Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Nothing between the lines of the page or out of time. Forgiveness is for angels with its angel spell and a line that's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't have the devil and the devil is hunting you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special Pro Wrestling Magic presents Tower of Magic edition of the BCP Shameless Promo, brought to you by our sponsors, Pro Wrestling Magic. Tower of Magic is going to be New Year's Eve, ladies and gentlemen. Also got to shout out our other sponsor, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. Check them out on eBay and online. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. You know him as maybe one half, one third, one fourth. It depends on the free bird rule. It depends who's wrestling of the Pro Wrestling Magic World Tag Team Champions. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Trey Felipe. Mr. Felipe, thanks for the time, sir. How are you, bro?
Thanks for having me. And I mean, to be fair, I am one half because I have been the only one that has defended it every time.
That's true. That is true, man. And you know what? I got a lot of questions for you guys. You know, there's a lot of factionism going on some of the national brands. There's a lot of factionism going on here in the Northeast Independents. But arguably, Hispanos Unidos, you guys are taking over Pro Wrestling Magic. You have the gold. JC's defending her gold. Mr. Donovan's defending his gold. I mean, what does it mean to you to be part of such an important faction, also representing that Hispanic culture as well?
I mean, at first I was a little not skeptical, but I don't know. I've always tried to steer away from it being like my whole personality being about, you know, my background and whatnot, only because I feel like not everyone, but like, you know, a lot of people just like they kind of lean into that and then like they make it like their whole like person. So I mean, like,
yeah. I get it.
It was just never one of my my things to be like, all right, I'm just gonna go out there and be like the Dominican warrior or like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like
right.
It's not you know, whoever does it, that's how they do it and how they live their lives. But like me in my everyday life, it's not like I walk around with, you know, saying, guys, I'm Dominican. I barely even speak Spanish, you know, in my everyday life other than I'm talking to family. So
Right.
so at first I was like, Hispanos Unidos, like, I mean, what is it? Just a whole like, Hispanic clique just walking around, you know? But it's been so fun. Like, honestly, I know we've been causing havoc and, you know, everyone else might not be having fun, but I'm having a blast. And I mean, look how much we've accomplished in a short amount of time. Think about it. I mean, we started last year, take a whole break in the summer. And just in the 6 shows that we have, we've dominated every single show. We're pretty much involved in every single match. At the other night, everyone's talking about one member or 2 members of, you know, Hispanos Unidos. So it's been a blast. I mean, learning from Donovan, learning from Az, you know, seeing Pena go out there and absolutely dominate. Then we have Sebastian, one of my boys in there now. JC, the queen of the kingdom, kicking everyone and their mother's ass. You know what I mean? It's just been fun. It's solidified me as you know, as on the roster. Everyone, you know, now knows who I am after I decided to bully, you know, everyone and walk around with a crew that no one's gonna mess with. So
That's it, man. I mean, you guys are kind of messing with everyone. You said it yourself, man. You guys are getting involved, you know, but at the end of the day, like, it's not my way. I'm not an in-ring competitor. Sometimes I disagree with the way you guys do business, but at the end of the day, the resume speaks for itself. You guys are carrying most of the gold.
That's all that matters.
That's it, man. And and thank you for sharing that with us. I love that you said, like, hey, you know, like, this idea was presented to me. You know, I was a little skeptical, like, you know, this doesn't necessarily define me as a wrestler. And I love that you jumped into it, and all of you guys, your personalities, your wrestling ability, your acumen, all speak for themselves, man. And you guys are carrying the gold. So much respect on that, man. But we have to talk shop a little bit, man. You're here. Tall task, pun very much intended, with you guys taking on Death Row. Is it going to be you and Sebastian? I'm assuming that's the match as of now. We'll see what happens. You guys can pull some trickery here. Is there a strategy going into this one? What are your thoughts? You can't take this one lightly, bro.
Robert, if that is your real name, I can't just go out here and freaking just tell you what we're gonna do. I mean,
Fair enough.
right now on the poster and on the bill, it is me and Sebastian, but you never know. I say that around it's on my hat. You never know. All right, we're discussing what to do, how to go into the new year. Still carrying all the gold. And listen, it's been a year now that we've been dominating, collecting gold, and my plan to go into 2023 is to stay on top like bald spots. All right, so that's what we're gonna what our plan is supposed to be. So, Death Board has been coming around, complaining ever since they lost their championships, and I don't really think that they deserve it, if I'm being honest. I mean, think about it. This whole year we've been wrestling Fight or Die, the Kings of the District. We've been wrestling the best of the best. Who the hell have they beaten? They haven't wrestled no one but a bunch of jamokes. So last show to get their fast pass, they beat a bunch of children.
Wow,
that's not impressive. You're both 6'5" and up, and you're out here beating children in order to get a championship match, and you've been complaining this entire time. Can you tell me, other than the last match that they had, can you name one match that they've had all year? Exactly, exactly, because they are boring. We are making money. We're making, we're having more fans come in. It's good for business. I mean, even though Pro Wrestling Magic might not agree with our tactics, we're bringing people in. We're making the money. I don't understand why I really don't get why. I would rather wrestle Brick City, who we never got to wrestle, or anyone. They need to wrestle someone in order to deserve this. So, but here we are. They asked Shane Flair for their buddy for an opportunity. They beat some children, and now here we go.
Wow,
it's going to be the same thing as all the time.
So as you guys and I get what you're saying. Like, obviously Tella and Bruno, like, very accomplished in the kingdom, in their singles careers, also in their tag careers, but respectfully, right, you feel that the competition that they have, and again, I'm an employee, I'm being impartial here, you feel that the competition that they have been facing are not up to par. They haven't completely earned that, right? So that's where you're coming from, if I'm understanding correctly.
Come on, Rob. I mean, I know you're supposed to be impartial, but you know I'm right. That their competition that we have been wrestling is not the same as they have. I mean, think about what we've been doing all year. Meanwhile, they're just, they're coming in, open challenge. And then I'm pretty sure they're wrestling the guys that are just, building the ring, bringing down the ring, putting up the curtains. That's it. Wow. That's who they're wrestling. Wow. That's their competition. Meanwhile, we're out here wrestling the best tag teams that Pro Wrestling Magic can find. Before, last show that we wrestled Project Mayhem. And kudos to them. They brought the fight. But before that, Steve Off, Preacher, legends in Pro Wrestling Magic.
Wow.
Before that, Fight or Die. Had to take the summer off. But before that, Kings of the District. These are people that they're making a name for themselves everywhere to come here to challenge us. We're putting them down. And somehow, Death Board got an opportunity. It's unreal. I find it disrespectful.
Well, you certainly seem confident. I'll put it that way. We'll see what happens again, guys. December 31st at Ridgefield Park. Shameless promo. Check it out. And I have to ask you, Mr. Felipe, what did it mean to you that HLW 500, I believe, came out? I believe you ranked in the top 200. Correct me if I'm wrong. First of all, congratulations. And what did that mean to you?
I appreciate it. I mean, I think it was I think it should have been a little higher on the list, but whatever. It meant a lot. Because, before this year, before Hispanos Unidos, which is another reason why I am extremely happy that I am in this group and such a dominant group, no one really knew who I was. I mean, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not a prideful person. I'm not ashamed to say that. Before last year, no one really knew who I was. I was grinding just to get myself on the card. I was, me and Az. We're grinding just for a spot on the card, and now we're tag champs. So we're getting recognition. I mean, even something like that, on a top 200 in a Hispanic list, that's awesome. And I'd like to think that Hispanos Unidos, Pro Wrestling Magic, and I mean, with all the hard work we put in, has a lot to do with that. So, I mean, I'm proud of it, and it meant a lot. And but at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, my culture is my culture. But as long as everyone's watching, what I do in that ring, that's all that really matters to me.
I love that. And ladies and gentlemen, I think right now we might have a run-in from one of your fellow, I guess, teammates, we'll say, faction members in Hispanos Unidos. And here he is coming in right now. He's coming in hot with the run-in. He is your Pro Wrestling Magic Junior Heavyweight Champion. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Donovan. Donovan, thank you for a few minutes. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Here we go. LFA. What up, bro?
What's good, Trey?
Right out the gate, I was talking to Trey, and we were just talking about how you guys are literally taking over the kingdom. 2022, you guys have been absolutely killing it. All of you have gold. I see gold all around. I don't always agree with the tactics, but the resume speaks for itself. Just being impartial here, I have to ask Mr. Donovan, just talking shop here, man. Vinny Pacifico. It got personal. It got a little, even Jimmy Rye got involved a little bit. I don't know what's going on there, man. You got the inmates are running the asylum here right now. I just got to say, this is a career altering match here for Vinny Pacifico. I mean, what is your mindset going into this one? How did this get so personal with Vinny?
Well, the inmates ain't running the asylum. We can't go ahead and point in that direction. It's just that the directional pull between the talent that's actually been slept on for a minute is actually in the right direction now. And it doesn't make people very comfortable in that company because it's not the people that they want on top. But I'm that type of person that I'm not afraid to go against authority. I'm not afraid to go against everybody that's running that show, running that promotion, so to speak, and voice my opinion from my guys that I know can bring it. And as you can see, the guys that I've voiced my opinion for, which is Trey Felipe, which is Azrael, who's been slept on for years, which is Steve Pena, who's a star now. Yep. But prior to that, ain't nobody even know who he was because nobody wanted to give him the opportunity. Then you have a star in Sebastian Cage that's been slept on for years already. Everybody tried to go ahead and, put the rocket in his back, but then they would fumble the ball every chance that they had. And it wasn't a matter of him. It was a matter of the promotion itself. And then you have a superstar like JC Storm, who everybody saw the potential, saw the greatness that was going to come within her, but nobody had the balls to just say, let me show you the direction. And I'm the man that went ahead and did that. And now look at what's happening. I'm not taking any credit for any one of those members that I just mentioned right now at all. I will never take credit for any of them. But what I will tell you is that when everybody else was sleeping, I was the one making noise and saying, bring this person in. I was the one saying, you need to use this talent. And now that, again, people didn't want to listen, so I had to force it. And now look what's happening. Every single last one of those talents that they had to go, maybe let's try next month for them. Or maybe, we'll think about it. Let's talk about it. Now look at them now. They're running the show. They're running the promotion. And they're making names for themselves everywhere. Come on. Think about that. Then you want to talk about Vinny? Let's talk about Vinny Pacifica, because I know you're about to ask the question right now. Vinny Pacifica.
He's been killing it. Yeah, just to be fair, just calling it down the middle. He's been fighting some of the biggest names. He's riding that wave right now.
Yeah, I would love to be coddled myself in a promotion as well. If you want to go ahead and coddle somebody and go ahead and put them in his spot, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But then when you see countless opponents being handed to him, countless names that have made waves in this business, and you give that kid the opportunity to try to step up, and every time he's been given the opportunity, he's done nothing but fumble. What does that tell you, Rob? What do you think about that? But then you have dudes, again, Azrael, Steve Pena, Sebastian Cage, Trey Felipe, Donovan, Darius Carter, Dan Moss. I could keep smiling. I could keep going with those names. And you feeding the best talent in the world to this one little kid that couldn't step up? Come on, man. There's a problem with that right there. I have a personal problem with that because there's countless names in that promotion. And this ain't me whining to complain. This is just me speaking facts. There's countless guys in that promotion that deserve those opportunities. And that's my problem that I have with him. That was my problem that I had with Saeed when Saeed came into the promotion. He walked right in. And remember, he walked out the business when things wasn't popping well for him. And then he walks right back into the business. And what happens? Pro Wrestling Magic, they on his shit real quick. I don't know if I can curse on this show, but if I can't, oh well. All right, they're sitting there on his shit. And what happens? Skyrocket for him, right? And what happens right after that? A couple weeks later, I'm in his face. And a couple of weeks later, what's right back there? It's been how long now?
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him.
Me neither. But it's been over a year now that I've been champ since I went gunning for him. And now again, you got Vinny Pacifica. Vinny didn't step to me. I stepped to Vinny. And I showed Vinny what time it was on 2 separate occasions. And now you got our little commentator who wants to run his mouth because he thinks things aren't really fair in Pro Wrestling Magic. Well, again, you get mad because I throw this exactly. You get mad because I throw this title around. You get mad because you don't think I care about the title. It's not that I don't care about the title. I'm glad I've been Pro Wrestling Magic junior heavyweight champion for over a year now.
And forever will be.
Exactly. Problem is, I don't respect what Pro Wrestling Magic has done. So that's why I have no respect for the title that I'm holding. And until that respect is brought to Hispanos Unidos as we deserve, I'm going to continue to throw this title around. And I'm going to continue to hold it. And you guys are going to continue to sit there tight about it. You guys are going to continue to sit there feeling some type of way. You guys are going to continue to sit there trying to hush us. Because don't get me wrong, even too, our videos, we've been cutting promos like crazy, dog, and our stuff has not been posted. And why? Because you're trying to silence us. But it's all good. As they always say, the old term is the cream always rises to the top, and trust and believe, come kingdom come, my guy. It's going to happen again. I'm going to put Vinny down for good. Retire his ass from Pro Wrestling Magic, and then he could keep sweating all the big names on the indies to get himself into bigger places. Because that's what everybody does now when they actually make their names in this business. And he could continue to do that. But he ain't doing it in Pro Wrestling Magic anymore. Those big names are going to be offered to the people that deserve it. Okay? And Trey Felipe, Azrael, Sebastian Cage, hitting the Freebird rule with those tag titles. They're going to continue to reign as champions. And I don't care how many times Tella or that big Cuban goofball is going to continue to complain in the back about not being champs. They don't make no difference to me, dog. My guys are going to continue to walk around as tag team champions. JC Storm is going to continue to be that girl in the company until somebody actually steps up and beats her. But if Pro Wrestling Magic continues to keep feeding her the same garbage month in and month out, it ain't going to change. She's still going to be the champ. And y'all need to stop holding back my man's Pena. Because no matter what, how many times y'all keep throwing it at him and how many times he keeps knocking it out of the park. And he's going to do it again. He's going to, what? He lost last month to Moff. And what happened there? Moff got nothing but respect for my man. One of the top guys on the independent scene still to this day, over 10 years, killing it. Got none but respect for my man Pena. But what's going to happen eventually, we can appreciate the respect that's given. And Pena, trust me when I tell you, he's told me about how respected he is towards Moff and how great he feels about what Moff said about him. But he said in 2 seconds, it makes no difference. He'll still pull that trigger and put Moff down for good. So trust me, no matter what respect is there, he's still gunning for that title, and he will be taking the heavyweight title.
Damn right. And you know what, Rob, before you start with your next question, now that we're on the subject of Vinny and us trying to get, the respect that we deserve, you guys are making all this noise, you, the commentator, the powers may be, about, Donovan is disrespecting the championship. Hispanos Unidos can't win anything on their own. Where was all that noise when me, as Donovan, Sebastian, Pena, JC, we're all getting held down? Where was all this complaining and this, let's give him a fair shot, this and that? Me and Az were in the tag team division for a whole year before Hispanos Unidos. And we were throwing what? Garbage. Oh, we'll see what we got for you guys next month. We'll see what we got for you. We'll see. And then, or like, a team didn't come in. Can you guys make it? This and that. And then what? We came in, became the workhorses, and then the next month we'll see what we got for you guys. You guys are going to keep complaining about our tactics and what we do and this and that, but you guys aren't making the same noise, for us that you're doing for Vinny right now, complaining about the championship, complaining about he's running through all these people that are getting fed to him, to be honest, and he's beating them by the skin of his teeth. I don't know why
he's not even
like down.
Nah, don't. He's not. He beat one person. He ain't beat nobody else. Who he beat?
There you go. He brought them all in. Brought them all in for what? For him to get his little ass kicked. Where was all that noise? No wonder we're all. You guys think we're bitter, this and that. No, we're just here to take what's ours. Respect, because we were here month after month after month, and everyone was overlooking us. Now everyone's talking about Pena. Now everyone's gunning for the tag team championships. Now everyone's gunning for JC. Everyone's gunning for Donovan. Everyone's gunning for Sebastian. As me, we're. I don't understand what you guys are so mad about. But like, what else were we supposed to do if you really think about it? What, just continue to eat it? Like we don't got a dream. We don't got stuff that we want to work on. We don't want to go further. So I don't understand why, Rob, you're saying, I don't agree with your tactics. We got to do what we got to do. Look, same thing he just said before. We're posting all our promos, all of this and that. Where the hell is all that? Me and Az aren't even on the poster for this month. We're your tag champions. We are your tag champions, and we're not even on the poster. But who's on there? Fucking Jay George, Death Boar, freaking God knows who. Who are these people? We're your tag champs. We've made it on one poster our whole reign. No wonder we're getting involved in everyone else's shit. We're gonna keep doing it until y'all put some respect on our names.
Look.
Carry on with your question.
I appreciate where you guys are coming. Like, again, calling it down the middle. I am not management. I'm an employee just like you guys. You guys are literally taking over. I see where you're coming from. Do I agree with the methods all the time? No, I don't. To be quite frank with you guys, you know what? Some of us commentators, some of our backstage interviewers, we're getting pushed around a little bit back there. We ain't wrestlers. We saw what happened with Jimmy. I'm sorry if we're coming from an emotional place right now, but right now you guys are taking over. And I'm sorry I'm getting a little hot right now.
Jimmy,
I wouldn't be doing this if we were in person. Let me tell you that right now.
Jimmy has one job, and that is to call the matches, and he has a voice with it. He had a voice that would have avoided all the shit that is going through now. Now he's going to get his ass kicked for 5 minutes by Donovan after he's done with Vinny, because he wants to open his mouth for Vinny, but not for us.
Here's the problem with him. He opened his mouth way too much, and he picked when things like that happen, you can pick and choose your spots, have your little comments here and there. But then when I'm in the middle of my speech, I'm in the middle of talking, I'm in the middle of letting everybody know live on IWTV what's really good, and then you want to come out there and jump out there hollering and screaming, like as if in real life, if this is real life anyways to me, but if we were out in the streets, you really gonna come walk up to me and step to my face like that? I guarantee you he wouldn't. I guarantee you everyone in that locker room wouldn't. And that's real talk. Well, he wants to go ahead and do that right then and there? Yeah, it wasn't smart. It really wasn't. So what I did what I would do to anybody. I dragged his little ass around. And then now he got all emotional about it. You want to get emotional? That's cool. But guess what now? Since you want to talk, since you want to run that mouth, since I ran through every junior heavyweight wrestler that we have in Pro Wrestling Magic already, since I did that all, I might as well take care of him too. So I'll go ahead and I'll personally retire Vinny Pacifica from Pro Wrestling Magic. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take care of him and retire him personally from wrestling, period.
Ain't going to be talking much after that.
Well, let me ask you guys this, man, and I appreciate you opening up about anything. And yeah, maybe Jimmy got a little hot, a little frustrated. If I wouldn't have left the desk. I feel very safe behind the desk, and I get it. You got a little hot, maybe you overstepped a little bit. Jimmy's a friend. I don't think it was the smartest idea, but regardless, it's a last man standing match. I can only imagine what's going to happen here with Vinny's career on the line. Just calling it down the middle, guys. You guys roll together. We'll see how that match plays out. That being said, you guys mentioned guys like Moff. You mentioned Pena.
Wait a minute. What are you insinuating? What are you insinuating? That we're going to get involved? Do you think Donovan can't handle him by himself?
Let me. And I was actually going to say this, and I'm glad, Trey, you said it perfectly. Well said. I am personally leaving the boys in the back to complete and get rid of this little piece of shit that we have walking around in pro wrestling magic. So the boys ain't going to be back there. JC ain't going to be there. It's going to be me and him. I'm putting him down for good. And then after that, let's see you guys talk more about Pacifica. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's going to be retired. And let's see you talk more about all the guys that deserve more than the tag champs. Oh, yeah, wait, that commentator. He's going to be put out, so there ain't nothing to talk about anymore. Well, let's talk about how Pena is great, but not that great. Oh, wait, he's going to be the heavyweight champion by that time. Or let's talk about how JC Storm is a bright, shining star. Oh, no, wait, she already took over the women's division. This is all going to be said, done, completed. The mission of Hispanos Unidos will come full head at Kingdom Come. And as Trey said, the time for sleeping on us has been done, has been died. It should have been gone a long time ago. But Pro Wrestling Magic continues to play games with our name and not put any respect on it. Me, a champion for over a year in that company, a former heavyweight champion, by the way, that never lost his title. And when I came back into that company, you didn't see me going for the heavyweight title. I called my shot on Saeed because he was Mr. Clout. And it wasn't because I was looking for it. I was looking to shut down that clout. And I did just that. Now, if you think that this little boy that I've already pinned, I've already knocked out, if you think by any chance that he's going to answer to the count of 10 before me, y'all bugging. Y'all bugging.
I mean, I cannot, just doing my job here, Mr. Donovan, on the record, you were saying the boys and JC are staying in the back for this match.
Best believe.
All right. We'll see how that plays out. And guys, I got to ask you this one. You guys really are taking over here in Pro Wrestling Magic, but there are still some titles out there. Pena, I like Pena a lot. I think he's a great wrestler. He's a good guy. Congrats on the AEW Dark performance as well. That being said, guys, there is a Dark Arts Championship being defended between Steve and Alex. We've seen what's going on there. Pena had the shot at the heavyweight title. Azrael had the shot at the heavyweight title. Are you guys going for the prophecy, the sweep? Is this a goal for Hispanos Unidos?
Well, like I said, my man, first off, the Dark Arts don't mean shit to us. Wow. I'll tell you that right now. That's just facts. It's not the Worksman title. It's nothing to us. Wow. It's a little figment of Pro Wrestling Magic's imagination. And it means nothing. But if we're gonna have to take it, then expect Sebastian Cage to be on that job. But also, don't forget too, I already said it. Steve Pena, and remember I said this today. Steve Pena, whether it's December, January, February, or March, he will be the Pro Wrestling Magic heavyweight champion before we go into our break.
So to answer your question, Rob, yes. We don't feel like it with the dark arts, but yes, we still have one more who can go after it if we really feel like it. But right now, who's really worried about that? We'll let Steve off and Ryman freaking play around with that one. But no, heavyweight, just like the boss said, Pena's coming after that one.
I appreciate your guys' honesty on that. And just, I'm an analytics guy. I'm a stats guy. Like I said, I don't always agree with the tactics, but the resume speaks for itself. You got a great group. JC, great. Not even up and comer. She's killing it right now. Like you guys said, you have veterans. Donovan, we've seen you in Evolve, killing it in Evolve, man. And you've certainly evolved since then. We have Pena. We have the muscle. We have you guys doing everything right now, attacking it from all ends, possibly a clean sweep on the gold one day. We heard it here first. But I got to ask you guys, oftentimes we see, this ain't my first rodeo there, and you guys seems to be on the same page. A lot of the things Trey said, Donovan, you echoed after you came in. So I can see you guys have the same mind. You're one mind. It's very cool to see. But sometimes these things fall apart. I'm just calling it down the middle. Sometimes there's dissension among groups. Maybe gold gets in the way. Maybe another match or some other stipulation or some other goal gets in the way, man. I mean, is that something you could ever see happening? Perhaps you guys go your separate ways. It's not an uncommon tale in this business.
Well, are you trying to start drama?
I'm just asking the questions on the paper.
What is this, high school?
Calling it down the middle. It's not my first rodeo, please. I mean,
I got this one, Trey. I got this one.
Gotcha.
You see, obviously you weren't paying attention again. Because as you can tell, me being the head honcho of Hispanos Unidos, well, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not the leader of the group. Everyone wants to call me the leader of the group. I'm just a man that motivated a couple of people to come together. Okay? Now, if you want to go ahead and say leader of the group, why wouldn't I have gone for the heavyweight title? Why wouldn't I have gone for a title that I never lost? Why am I sitting here saying that Steve Pena is going to be the next heavyweight champion? If I wanted to go ahead and get the tag titles before my boys took it, why didn't I just team up with Sebastian? Why didn't I team up with Trey? Why didn't I team up with Azrael? Why wouldn't I have just done that and snatched the tag titles like that? Made myself a double champion. Why wouldn't I just relinquish the title, hand it off to Azrael or Sebastian or even Trey? We are one. There ain't nobody here with a big ego. There ain't nobody here just looking out for themselves. We are collectively taking over this miserable company. And as I said, ain't no title's going to get in our way because we all have one common goal. And just clear and point to shut each and every one of that Pro Wrestling Magic Committee asses up. Keep y'all silent. Keep whoever's taking care of our promos, who'd never post them up, keep him silent. Yeah, raise your hand because I know it's you, jackass. Keep everybody else that's on commentary, keep their mouth shut. That's the goal. And we just so happen to be getting gold in the process. And that's just because of the fact that we know our talents and we know what we bring to the table. So when it's time to put up or shut up, what do you think's been happening as of late, Rob? Answer that question real quick.
I'm a stats guy. The stats speak for themselves. You guys are taking over Magic.
Exactly. So ain't no titles, no specialty matches, no losses. Ain't gonna change the dynamic. Hispanos Unidos. You know what that means? Do you know? Say what it means. Translate it.
See. United.
It's what?
United.
What else?
Aren't you supposed to do your homework on stuff on people before you interview them?
I seriously, I don't think so. He just did a little bit of homework, saw some YouTube, and then figured shit out. It's called Hispanics United. Hispanics United. So us in the group, we are all Hispanics, and we are united as one.
Fair enough.
Ain't nothing gonna change
Robert. That's Robert.
Nothing's gonna change.
Have you not been listening this whole time? Whether it was coming from me or whether coming from Donovan. We know what it's like to not have anyone watch your back, to not have your back, to not be pushing for you. That's what we do for each other. So why would we ever give that up over what? Over gold? Over what? Egos? No, we're looking out for each other because as a whole, even for the culture, we're elevating each other. So no.
Facts.
To answer your question, no.
Well,
Drama queen.
Just I'm not trying to cause drama here. Again, I'm just calling it down the middle, guys. I'm trying to give you guys a platform, and I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Now,
right? Where was that?
Whoa. Now,
Ah.
you should have gave that same energy a couple months ago when we were dishing out these fire-ass promos.
Hey, man, Don, we've spoken to you before, and you know, like, yes, you know what? A lot of wrestlers. Donovan, we obviously spoke to you years ago back at Evolve. Trey, long overdue. So I would have loved to have Sebastian here as well. That being said, yes, I'll call it down the middle. It's long overdue. You guys' resume speaks for itself. I'm asking the questions. I understand your frustration. I'm a little shook. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little shook after what you did to Jimmy. What's going on out there? We got guys pushing me around when I'm just trying to ask, questions after their match, man. It's getting a little crazy right here. Everything's coming to a head at Kingdom Come. I'm a little shook. I'm going to calm down. I just want to ask you guys this, not to be cliche here, but things are going well for you guys. Big matches coming up. Donovan, we mentioned we've seen you in Evolve, and you've certainly evolved since then. What are the goals for you guys, both respectfully and individually, going forward? Because there are so many opportunities right now. That's my favorite word, opportunity in this business. We've seen so many people climb that proverbial ladder. We see AEW Dark. Pena was just on there. We are seeing, guys from AEW coming into our locker room at Pro Wrestling Magic. There's so much opportunity. What are the goals for you guys? Because I've heard so many things. Donovan, respectfully, I've seen you take a lot of people under your wing and teach people and help people along the way as well, man. Some people want to open a school or travel the country and wrestle. What are your guys' short-term and long-term goals individually?
Well, short-term here is to continue to run roughshod over Pro Wrestling Magic and continue to elevate the game of the company and the promotion as well as us. Long-term wise, I always say whatever God brings to my table. And I'm just being 100% real about it. I've been doing this now for 19 years already. I've been busting my ass for 19 years. And I've gotten close, but not close enough. Not to my estimation. And like I said, if God brings that to my table, best believe I'm going to sit there and eat. So I'm looking for the opportunities, but at the same time, I'm not killing myself for the opportunities. At the end of the day, I got 2 young kids that I'm raising on my own, doing my thing while juggling professional wrestling. So if you want me to be on the real side of things, like I said, if God brings it to my table, I'm going to go ahead and eat. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm not going to go ahead and make this the be all end all. And that's as real as it gets. At the end of the day, everybody has to live their life as an individual. So if that happens and I'm blessed with that opportunity, I'm going to take that ball and I'm going to run with it. And I ain't going to look back. And as for the boys, I'll let Trey speak for himself. But, me and Azrael, we try to give as much expertise as we can because we are the elders of the group. We've been doing this for a very long time. Azrael even longer than me. Azrael is one of the guys that trained me. So we try to give our input. We try to go ahead and steer the boys in the right direction so they can go ahead and get opportunities on AEW Dark. So the first lady of Hispanos Unidos can get herself signed, which will be happening in due time. Same thing for Steve Pena. Trey Felipe is an unlocked talent that's just being seen now. I used to always say that he was that kid in the underground that never had that opportunity to get out the basement. And now he's out. And now he's gonna fucking shine. Because his talent is undeniable. And it's just a matter of time for him. The same thing for Sebastian. Sebastian he got all the goods. It's just a matter of someone sitting there and giving him the opportunity to display them goods. Same thing for Azrael. Azrael's an OG in this business and still brings it better than the young kids out here do. He's still schooling kids out here. And he's going to get his time. He's been putting in way too much time, way too much work for things not to pop off for that man. Trey, say Say your piece, my man.
Well, I appreciate the words, and you know what? I have heard that before about me, but now it's the time that I'm starting to believe it, and that was always the difference. I have been in the underground, I have been a kept secret, but it's more because the confidence. And Hispanos Unidos has helped me tap into that confidence. Short term, long term, it's always been the same thing. I mean, there ain't no coin toss, but I've been working my tail off just so I can turn heads. And this is the year that I start that journey of, respect. I just want respect. I just want to be separated from the rest. I just want to be known, and for my talent, for my hard work, for all that. We got the same goal. Whether it's here or in the group, it's the same goal. That's why we mesh together so well, because each one of us have that same goal. We just want that respect. We just want people to, they didn't give it to us, so now we're going to take it. And that's the short-term and long-term goal. I'll keep it short and sweet for you, Rob.
I respect it. And gentlemen, although we don't always see eye to eye on everything, I truly do appreciate you both making the time here tonight. And we are always about that shameless self-promotion here on the BCP. Please, gentlemen, tell everyone individually where they can follow you on socials, get the merch, all that good stuff.
Go ahead, Trey.
All right. Instagram, T Felipe 21. Twitter, Trey Felipe 21. Facebook, Anthony Felipe. I got to work on that, but whatever. But merch, we working on it. I went through a name change. I got to work on that.
Okay.
Instagram, BK_outlaw718. Same thing, same handle for the Twitter. Facebook, Mike Donovan 84. It's an old damn name, so ignore the Mike. And you can also catch me. Go ahead and get some of my merch on ProWrestlingTees.com_718outlaw.
The shirts are pretty solid, I'm not going to lie. Gentlemen, thank
Why
you.
haven't you bought it yet then?
Oh, there it is.
God damn it, Rob.
See, you did it to yourself.
You're digging yourself in the holes, man.
Gentlemen, trying to be professional here. Thank you, seriously, for making the time. If I may, again, not trying to overstep, handle your business. Good luck to you guys. I see you're on the same page, but could just stay away from Jimmy, please. It's like all I ask. Like, please, he has nothing to do with it. I'm sorry.
That hurts. Listen, I will thank you once I see that this is posted, because you be doing. Yeah, I'm just saying, because who knows? I'll put it right under the post. Then that's when I'll thank you for having us.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Trey Felipe, Mr. Donovan, champions over. We have your tag champion and, of course, your junior heavyweight champion here on the BCP. Guys, check out Pro Wrestling Magic. Again, it's going to be December 31st, New Year's Eve, at the Mecca of professional wrestling in New Jersey, Ridgefield Park, Tower of Magic, guys. We'll see you there. And like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out.